Now, people also may ask you question that what is the Cartesian form then? We have found Cartesian form when this domain is given will be, you have seen, x squared minus y squared equals 7 squared, right? So then you can say x squared equals 7 squared plus y squared, and then x will be plus or minus 49 plus y squared. Since we are taking on right side, on the right side you see that all x values are positive. Is that true? No negative. So then we ignore sign here. Then we'll just say x equals, this is our Cartesian form when it is given with this restriction. If this restriction is not there, then you keep plus and minus. You are given x equals 9 plus 3 cosine t, y equals 10 plus 3 sine t. No restriction first. Okay, we just want to find the Cartesian form of this. So you can see easily sine cosine related. So I want to see what is cosine t, what is sine t. So from the first equation you can say x minus 9 over 3 is cosine t, right? And then from the second one, y minus 10 over 3 is sine t. Now you need to square and add, because cosine squared plus sine squared will give me 1 and they will be eliminated. So we have now x minus 9 squared over 3 squared plus y minus 10 is squared over 3 squared equals 1. Or you can say x minus 9 squared y minus 10 squared equals 3 squared. Yeah, you can call it ellipse, nothing wrong to say. When I say my major axis, minor axis, same length, so ellipse becomes circle. So this is now the equation of the circle, and you have seen the form I have mentioned, number 2. So in this case, you are getting a circle, center at 9, 10, and radius is 3. So you are done with the Cartesian form and you have identified. So this is form number 2 that I have mentioned. All right. But now the question is, if I put some restriction now, look, and I said this one, my restriction is now say pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. Let's change it and see what happens. Okay. Keep it in mind, the Cartesian form we have got already. Okay. Now, where is my pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2? So this, you know, here is pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2 is here. So my angle is actually this one, pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. Now see what happens to x. 9 plus 3 cosine pi by 2. You know, cosine pi by 2 is 0, so it is just 9. And y will be 10 plus 3 sine pi by 2. So 3 sine pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 is 1. So 10 plus 3 is 13. So the initial point we got 9 comma 13. So you can say here 9 and somewhere here is 13. So this is the point 9 comma 13. So I'm taking theta is pi over 2. Now my theta is 3 pi by 2. So 3 pi by 2 is actually pi plus pi by 2. It is here. In this case now, x will be 9 plus 3 cosine 3 pi by 2. So cosine 3 pi by 2 is again 0. So that gives me 9. Y equals 10 plus 3 sine 3 pi by 2. If you look at unit circle, or if you have some other knowledge using reference angles in pre-calculus, you can see that sine 3 pi by 2 is -1. So 10 minus 3, that will give you 7. So the other point will be 9, 7 somewhere here. This is 9, 7. And you see that it is going in this direction. And we know that the center of the circle is here, which is 9, 10. Is that right? So 9, 10 here is the center. So this is the plot. And in the plot you can see it is going in the counterclockwise direction. Make sense? Yeah. So I'm done with number 4. So I have another form remaining. So this one is going with form 2, circle. Example 5. I have 5 form and I'm giving you 5 examples. You are given x equals a plus bt, y equals c plus dt. We need to identify what it is. Okay, so first find t from the first one. So you can say x minus a over b equals t. Is that right? From the first one. From the second one you can say y minus c over d equals t. So they are equal. Now you can say x minus a over b equals y minus c over d. Now if you do the cross multiplication, so when I multiply I get dx minus ad equals by minus bc. So I'm getting now dx minus by plus bc minus ad equals 0. So which is exactly the form like ax plus by plus c equals 0 form. So this is the equation of straight line. Okay, this is equation of straight line. This straight line passes through 2 given points. Okay, so that passes through the point 3, 8 when t is 0, and it passes through 3, 3 when t equals say 1. Okay, then we are saying that find a, b, c, d values. So first look at here. When you say 3, 8, this is Cartesian form. So x is 3, y is 8. X is 3, y is 8, and t is 0. So that I'm plugging here. X equals 3, a, b, t is 0. This is a. So you got a equals 3. Next, y is 8, c plus d, t is 0. So you got c. You got a equals 3 and c equals 8. Now use the point t equals 1. So in this case your x is 3, t equals 1. So a plus b times 1. Make sense? So you get 3 equals a already have found, which is 3 plus b. So that means b equals 0. I'm passing through this point now. So my x is 3, that's why we put like that, and t is 1. Now y is 3, c, d, t is 1. So c we got already 8 plus d, so then you can say d equals -5. Okay, so we got all the values. So we got a equals 3, b equals 0, c equals 8, and d equals -5. So now all these a, b, c, d values, if you plug in the Cartesian form of this parametric form, you will see like ax plus by plus c type, which is the equation of straight line.